Happy New Year to you. Can you believe we're in 2026? I still find it a little bit hard to believe, but we're about a week in, and I am excited for what the new year might hold for us. And I like looking back on what happened in 2025, so the year back, and what all I accomplished. And yeah, so I want to talk to you about the goals that I failed in 2025. I want to talk about the goals I have for 2026, and talk about, this might be my last video. I am not sure yet. I'm trying to figure that all out, but let's start at the beginning. So let's see if this is gonna work. You might see that this is a different scenery than what you usually see me in. I am actually sitting in the truck outside because my husband is night shift and I don't want to wake him up by speaking on this video here. So, and I also got to make it quick because he has to leave probably in like 45 minutes, so I want to be done before he goes, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer, so let's get to it. So I have some lists here with me. I'll be checking this occasionally. These are my notes of what I want to talk about, so I don't miss anything. Looking back, I realize a lot actually happened in 2025. It's crazy how much we can pack into one year, and God has kept us safe and blessed us so abundantly, so we have much to be grateful for. So I'll talk about the plans and goals I had for 2025 that I didn't complete. So that's what this sheet was that I made in January. I have it in sections, so I have health, friends and family, work, books, self-growth, and financials. So I had, for health, I had workout 3 times per week. I did, I guess I was going to talk about what I failed, right? So this is not a failure. I did, most weeks I did 3 workouts per week. Sometimes I did 4, and towards the end of the month, towards the end of the year, in December, I actually did 5 days a week. So I had set myself a goal in November to do 40 workouts before Christmas, and it took some dedication, and sometimes I really had to push myself, but I did get it done, so that was nice. Let's go back to what I failed. So I had written down a lot of books that I wanted to read, some of which I had started already in 2024, and I only finished 2 of those, sadly. All the rest are still not done. I have this horrible habit of starting a new book because it's so exciting before I finish my other ones. So now I have all these books lying around that I haven't done yet, and I think I talked about that same thing in my last video, the video that I did last year in January, talking about the goals I had for the year, which you can check out. I'll try to link it here. But yeah, so I only finished 2 of those, so now I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, to finish of those. And then I had a long list that I wanted to read new books, and I read one of them, and I added a different one to the list throughout the year, and I finished that. And then these are not counting devotionals. I did have a very nice devotional that I read all the way till October, and then somehow it just fell off the map. I don't know how that happens. Maybe that happens to you, where you have this plan and this goal, and you keep going, and then all of a sudden a month later you realize, wait, I haven't even done that for a while. That happens to me. Anyways, so I'm going to try to finish these books that I had for last year. I'm going to try to finish them for this year. This is my new sheet, and our printer is almost out of ink, so it doesn't look as bright with the yellow as this one does. I can still read it. The camera can't see it as well, but so yeah, I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth here. I had, for health, I had drink pop only on the weekend. I did not follow that goal. I had walk 1 to 2 times per week. I did not do that even close. I did it sometimes, but not a lot. And I also have a fruit and a veggie once a day, just for 5 days a week. I didn't keep track of it. Maybe if I made myself a tracker sheet, then I could track it better, but I doubt that I did. I almost never eat fruit. I'm just not a fan of it. If it's fruit that is grown in, like if I can have it where the country where it's grown in, and if it's super fresh or whatever, I'll enjoy it more. But buying fruit in a grocery store, just not for me. And then I had friends and family. I had visit my parents and my in-laws every month, at least once a month, and go for a coffee with a friend once a week, or once every other week, and host once a month. I don't think any of those happened either. Sporadically here and there, I did go visit. Sometimes I went for a coffee with a friend. Sometimes we hosted, but I doubt that we hosted 12 times last year. I could count, but I didn't calculate that. So that was a fail. I wanted to paint one room per month. Gonna just shut the truck off so that noise isn't constantly there. So I wanted to paint one room per month. That didn't happen. A lot of the videos of painting that I posted last year, I had actually done the year before. Made the videos and did the painting. So what I did last year for painting was our entrance closet. We did the doors. I did one of our closets. We have three. One's a linen closet, one's a coat closet, and then one for our clothes. And I did one of those. And then I did my daughter's bathroom makeover. So that took a while. I was doing that on and off. So, but yeah, otherwise, I don't think I did any other painting last year. Not that I can remember. I also had that phone issue where all my videos and pictures and everything was gone, and so some of that has gotten messed up. So I don't know for sure what I did last year and what I did the year before. But anyways, I did not paint one room per month. My goal was to deep clean one room per month. I didn't do that, and organize one area per week. I know I promised you guys I was gonna do more organizational videos. I'm sorry, that didn't happen either. The goals and plans on paper look so easy and so exciting, but then real life happens and I just don't get everything done. I wanted to bake sourdough bread every 2 weeks. I haven't got a sourdough starter yet, so I haven't gotten that started. I had a goal of studying the grade 4 books that I was going to teach my daughter. I did not find time to do that either. Boy, this is pretty sad, hey? All the goals I didn't complete. You know what? That's okay. We can always try again. And now I will talk about the things that I did complete. So, let's see. So goals, in my opinion, are there to guide and not to shame or guilt me if I fail or don't get them all done or whatever. So that's why I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do goals and plans. If it works out, great. If not, try again next time, or just let it go completely if it's not meant to be. So yeah, the goals that I did complete for last year, I taught my daughter 70 days of grade 4. So I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. I don't think we knew at the beginning of the year that we were going to homeschool, starting in September. But, so that was a goal that never even made it on paper, and I was able to accomplish that, so that was great. I organized our storage again. Let's see. I also didn't write it down, but I guess some goals just come up randomly. We had decided to put our house on the market, so that led to me wanting to change the front yard and the backyard, so we did that. We painted a bunch of doors and just did like clean up the house and yeah, just make it look decent. So we did set it on, we had it on the market for a while, then I wanted it taken off during the holidays. I did not want to bother with that, and we will probably put it on the market again in spring, so we'll see if it will sell then. I was actually kind of glad it didn't sell in the fall, just because then we would have to rent or make a quick decision to buy. So it all worked out this way. I organized our fridge, and that has helped keep, I also made a video of that, so I'll link that here. I have been able to keep it somewhat like I planned to have it organized, so the fruits in one spot, the veggies in one spot, and so on and so forth. So that was good that I did that. Now I need to do that with our freezer. Then I had that whole ordeal with the phone. That took months to figure out all these videos to watch and try to get it unlocked. I did get it unlocked. I did get all my stuff back, which I'm so grateful for. I did make 4 blankets, so that was a goal that I had actually written down. I wanted to make 2 new baby rag quilts, and I did those. And I wanted to make 1 old baby rag quilt just for ourselves from old rags or like flannel that I had laying around. And I still need to do more of those because I have more flannel laying around. And then I made a tie blanket, which had not been in the plan or the goal, but yeah, so I made actually 4 blankets last year. We helped family move 4 times, so different family members. That was time consuming and a lot of work. And we bought a new camper, so cleaning it, figuring out where like we're gonna have our stuff, organizing it, putting it all in there. That's a job in itself. I also made a video of that. I'll link that here too. And we love the camper. It was time for a change because we needed bunk beds for our daughter, and it was, yeah, we just upgraded really well. So that was a great addition. And then we also, at the end of the year, we got a different vehicle for myself, an SUV. So I don't drive this Ford as much anymore. I really miss it though. But yeah, the SUV is more practical for grocery shopping in the winter. You see all the snow behind me here. It's crazy. So yeah, an SUV is better for that. We went on a fun date. We camped with family like we normally do, but we also camped with extended family, which was great. What else? Oh, we went to my nephew's wedding. He was the first nephew to get married, and it was so exciting, and I was so glad that we were able to be part of that. I took our daughter to swimming lessons at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year we started piano lessons. So that's always something that's on the schedule then that we have to think about, so that takes up time. Stuff that I don't normally film and share just because it's personal and it's her story, not mine. We went on a big trip, so we went first to the northern part of Mexico where I was born and grew up, probably I think I was 11, 12 when we moved away. And then we traveled to Puerto Vallarta. I think I'm saying that right. I had dreamt of traveling there for like 20 plus years, and I was so excited it was finally happening. I loved the place there. It was great. Next time I would not go to a resort. I would rather go to an Airbnb and be able to explore the area more. This way we were just in the resort and it's the same scenery every day. It was still a lot of fun. We were there with family, and I loved it. I had an iguana eating out of my hand. Just wild iguanas. It's probably pretty dangerous to do, but what's an adventure without a little bit danger? So yeah, you can watch that video here too. I'll just link all of them here, and then yeah, you can check that out. It was pretty fun. So I did read some books. I read Atomic Habits, which was really good. I actually didn't read it like in a physical book. I listened to it. I prefer reading books that way these days. That way I can still do chores or whatever I'm doing on the side and listen to something and learn. But yeah, it learned me, learn to speak. It taught me a lot, and I would recommend checking it out, about how habits work, how we can form new habits, how we can add them to habits that we're already doing so it's easier. So yeah, great book. I also read Raising Kids with Big Baffling Behaviors, which I would recommend to parents that have kids with big baffling behaviors. There's always a reason why they have them, and this book just gives a lot of insight to that. As a family, we read Little Pilgrim's Progress, and it has super short chapters. It was written 400 years ago, I think. And ours that we read was revised. But yeah, we read it as a family, so we didn't have time to do it every day. Sometimes we would forget about it. But then towards the end of the year, we just pushed hard and then got all the chapters done. And then we watched the movie in the new year. We had promised ourselves we wouldn't watch the movie until the book was done, so that was pretty rewarding. And I listened to a book called Just Once by Karen Kingsbury. She's a pretty good author too, because she will write books, fiction books, but she will do all the research on like what had actually happened, and so a lot of the details in there are actually from real life, so that is something I really enjoy. Let's see, did I forget anything that went on in 2025? I think I covered it all. Not all, but what I wrote down. So just the gist of it. A lot obviously happens that doesn't get shared on here, or I don't, record or post or whatever, but I think that's probably every YouTuber. So now the goal for 2026, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to continue to make YouTube videos. YouTube has they're changing a lot of things, and I am not sure if I'm up for the challenge. I am kind of leaning towards a different way, but I haven't made a complete set decision. So this might be my last video for a long time, or I might just pause for 6 months or a year, or I might send out another video 2 weeks from now. That is, if I do continue doing this, my goal is to post every 2 weeks. So sorry, I'm a little bit distracted here seeing movement in the back there. Anyway, so the goals for 2026, I want to be more realistic this time, not set such high goals and then not be able to meet them. So I only plan to paint 2 rooms, the toy room and our bedroom. I plan to organize 1 area per month. Hopefully I'll do more. And then deep clean 1 room per month. So I guess that's the same as last year. And make kombucha every 2 weeks. That's still the same. And I want to study the Bible 1 book at a time. So I saw this really cool thing that my friend is doing, and she has printed out the paper of all the Bible books and then cuts each book paper. I should insert a picture. I'm terrible at explaining. But anyways, what you do is you put all the books in a bag, and then you pick 1 paper with a book written on it. And then the first one I chose was Ruth, and that took only 4 days because there's 4 chapters, and I do 1 chapter a day. And then today I picked Joel, and so I didn't start right at the beginning of the month. If you kept track, I said we're 1 week into the year and I've only read 5 chapters. But anyways, yeah, I didn't start right away. And yeah, and then the goal is not to complete the whole Bible in a year. I've done that a few times. I'm not interested in doing that again. I want to take my time with 1 chapter at a time, and then it takes as long as it does. But anyway, I'll try to insert a picture here of what it looks like, and I'm pretty excited about it. And then reading 1 new book and finish 1 book per month, 1 of the books that I've started. So let's see if I can do that. It doesn't sound too complicated, right? So I just gotta find a time where I want to read, or when I would like to read. In the evening, I don't really feel like reading, and during the day, well, I'm always busy doing something. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. Probably get up earlier and then get my reading in, like I've heard others do. And then I want to sew 2 new baby rag quilts and make 2 tie blankets. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, the snow just fell off. It's a little bit warmer today, so it's melting. It just scared me a little bit. Anyway, visiting family and friends. I pretty much kept it the same. Visit my parents and in-laws once a month. Go for coffee with a friend every other week. I'm gonna have to be really intentional about this. And then also host once a month. So we'll see if I can make that goal happen this year. Personal growth. I want to seek the will of Jesus. I want to be more submissive to my husband, extend grace to my child, go with the flow when life gets crazy, practice patience, self-control, be joyful, grateful, and love more. So these are all areas where I need to grow in. And then financially, we would like to pay off $500 to $1,000 off on our camping trailer that we got last year. So just because we bought it last year doesn't mean we paid it in full. Yes, we pay bills too. And then hopefully $500 into savings, and we'll see how that goes. So the new books that I want to read, I'll just list them here in case you have read them. If you have, please share what you thought of the books. And if they're also on your list, I would like to hear that, or any of the goals that you have or what you think would help me out. Let's come together as a community and share with each other and grow together. So the new books that I have on my list are The Illustrated Words of Jesus for Women, 40 Days of Faith, M is for Mama. I hear she has two more after that, and I'm excited to read all of them, but let's just see if I can get this one done. Love and Respect, Reach Out, Gather In, The 5 Love Languages of Children, 100 Days of Blessing, Volume 2, How to Encourage Your Husband, The Connected Parent, Traces of Guilt, Threads of Suspicion, I Want to Trust You, But I Don't. These are my goals for 2026. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for us, where we will end up, what we will be doing. I'm sure there's probably going to be hardships. That's just the fallen world that we live in. There's broken things and hard things, but there's also many things to be grateful for, and joyous moments and beautiful things. So I'm grateful that I have a husband and a daughter and a home that is always warm, where we can be safe and comfortable, and so many other things to be grateful for. I am also very grateful for all of you who have subscribed, who are here watching, supporting me in my journey. And so thank you for being part of this. And I would love to hear from you in the comments, so I know who you are and where you're from and what you're up to. And yeah, I will end this here, and then I will share later on if I will continue to be on this platform, or if things will change. But like I said, if I do continue with YouTube, you will see me again in 2 weeks. And if I don't, then maybe you'll see me in 2 weeks explaining if I am going to or not, or if I am done and why, and yeah, all the things. Anyway, a little bit indecisive and undecided right now, but trying to pray about it and listen to where God leads me and what He has for me this year. Thanks again. We'll see you later.